Everyone watched Yu Long leave, but for many fans, that was never the part of the story that stayed with them. Instead, it was Yang Meimei's reaction that continued to spark conversations long after the moment had passed. While there was no dramatic statement, no emotional confession, and no public explanation, viewers who revisited old clips began to notice small details that seemed impossible to ignore. At first, it appeared to be just another ordinary moment. Yu Long had finished speaking. The cameras were moving, and the attention of most viewers was focused on him. Yet as fans replayed the footage, many found themselves looking somewhere else. Their attention shifted to Yang Meimei. What they noticed wasn't something obvious. It wasn't a headline-making event or a shocking revelation. Instead, it was a collection of small reactions that, when viewed together, seemed to tell a story of their own. Some viewers pointed to the way Yang Meimei's expression changed. Others focused on the brief moments when she appeared deep in thought. A few fans even argued that her reactions revealed more than any words ever could. Of course, no one can know exactly what another person is thinking. Yet that uncertainty is precisely what keeps fans talking. For years, audiences have been fascinated by the unspoken moments between celebrities. Sometimes it isn't the interviews that capture attention. Sometimes it isn't the carefully prepared public appearances. Instead, it is the unexpected glance, the subtle smile, or the brief pause that sparks endless discussion. This is exactly why the conversation surrounding Yu Long and Yang Meimei continues to attract attention. Whenever clips of the two appear online, comments quickly begin to fill with theories. Some viewers believe there was always a special understanding between them. Others insist that fans are reading far too much into ordinary interactions. But whether people agree or disagree, one thing remains true. They keep watching. Part of the reason may be the natural chemistry that audiences notice whenever the two appeared together. Even during casual moments, fans often felt there was an ease between them that made their interactions memorable. That chemistry became even more noticeable during certain public appearances. While neither Yu Long nor Yang Meimei ever encouraged speculation, fans continued to observe every detail. A smile that lasted a little longer than expected. A reaction that seemed unusually thoughtful. A moment of silence that viewers interpreted in different ways. Individually, these moments may not seem important, yet together they created a mystery that audiences could not stop discussing. As more clips resurfaced online, fan communities began revisiting old interviews and appearances. What started as casual curiosity soon evolved into detailed discussions. Some viewers compared older footage with more recent appearances. Others examined photographs and event recordings, looking for patterns they may have missed before. Interestingly, many fans arrived at completely different conclusions. One group believed Yang Meimei's reactions reflected nothing more than friendship and mutual respect. Another group believed there was something deeper hidden beneath the surface. Neither side could prove their theory. And perhaps that is why the discussion never truly ended. The mystery remained unresolved. What makes the story even more fascinating is that neither Yu Long nor Yang Meimei seemed interested in addressing the speculation directly. They continued focusing on their work, their projects, and their public appearances. Yet every time a new clip emerged, the conversation returned. Viewers would once again analyze expressions, body language, and interactions. Questions would reappear. Was there something everyone missed? Why do fans continue to revisit these moments years later? And why does Yang Meimei's reaction remain one of the most discussed parts of the story? For some viewers, the answer lies in human nature itself. People are naturally drawn to unfinished stories. They want answers. They want explanations. They want to understand emotions that are left unsaid. When a story feels incomplete, curiosity fills the gaps. That curiosity is what transformed a simple moment into a topic that continues to generate discussion today. Even now, fans regularly share clips, screenshots, and memories, each offering their own interpretation of what happened. Some insist there is nothing unusual at all. Others remain convinced that the smallest reactions can reveal the biggest truths. Whether either side is correct remains unknown. But one thing is certain. Long after everyone watched Yu Long leave, many viewers were still talking about Yang Meimei. As the discussion continued, something interesting began to happen. Fans were no longer focusing only on the original moment. Instead, they started looking back at older appearances involving Yu Long and Yang Meimei, hoping to understand why this particular interaction had captured so much attention. The deeper they looked, the more questions seemed to emerge. Some viewers pointed to moments where Yang Meimei appeared unusually attentive whenever Yulong was speaking. Others noticed instances where Yulong seemed aware of her presence, even in crowded environments. Of course, these observations were highly subjective. Two people could watch the exact same clip and arrive at completely different conclusions. Yet, that never stopped the conversation. In fact, the uncertainty seemed to make the story even more fascinating. One fan described the situation perfectly when they suggested that what attracts people isn't necessarily what happened, but what might have happened. Human beings naturally search for meaning in the smallest details, especially when those details involve people they admire. That may explain why certain clips continue to resurface months and even years later. Each time they do, a new generation of viewers discovers them for the first time. And almost immediately, the same questions return. What were they thinking? Why did that reaction stand out? Was it simply a coincidence? Or was there a deeper story hidden beneath the surface? These questions have never received definitive answers. Yet perhaps that is exactly why the interest remains so strong. If everything had been explained, the mystery would have disappeared long ago. Instead, the lack of certainty has allowed fans to create their own interpretations. Some viewers focus on the emotional side of the story. They believe that certain moments reveal genuine feelings that words cannot fully express. According to this perspective, the most meaningful reactions are often the ones that happen naturally, before someone has time to think about how they appear on camera. Others strongly disagree. They argue that viewers often project their own hopes and expectations onto public figures. In their view, ordinary expressions become exaggerated because fans want them to mean something more. Both arguments are understandable, and both contribute to the ongoing fascination surrounding Yulong and Yang Meimei. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the story is that it continues to generate discussion despite the absence of any dramatic event. There was no public confrontation, no emotional interview, no major announcement. Yet somehow, a series of small moments managed to leave a lasting impression on thousands of viewers. That alone speaks to the power of perception. Sometimes a story becomes memorable not because of what happened, but because of how people interpret what happened. And when emotions are involved, interpretations can vary dramatically. As more fans joined the conversation, many began sharing their favorite moments involving the two celebrities. Some mentioned interviews. Others highlighted public appearances. A few pointed to brief interactions that lasted only seconds but somehow remained unforgettable. Each person seemed to have their own explanation. Yet despite the different theories, there was one point on which many viewers agreed. There was something undeniably intriguing about the way these moments continued to resonate with audiences. Even now, whenever older clips are shared online, comments quickly begin to appear. Some viewers revisit memories from years ago. Others discover the footage for the first time. The result is always the same: curiosity, discussion, speculation, and above all, interest. Whether the mystery will ever be fully explained remains uncertain. Perhaps the answer is known only to the people involved. Or perhaps there was never a mystery at all. Maybe the entire story exists only because viewers noticed details that others overlooked. Whatever the truth may be, one thing remains impossible to ignore. Long after the camera stopped rolling, and long after everyone watched Yulong leave, fans continue to remember Yang Meimei's reaction, not because they were given answers, but because they were left with questions. And sometimes, a question is far more powerful than an answer. As audiences continue revisiting old moments and sharing new interpretations, the conversation shows no sign of disappearing anytime soon. The story remains unfinished. The mystery remains open. And for many fans, that is exactly what makes it so unforgettable.